Here we go. Here we go. It's time to get spooktacular with the Scare Master here, Patrick Welsh. I have Moody. She's here. I want to wait. Just did a couple more people. We got 4 or 5 people here. We're going to start. Hey, Cindy. Hope you and Tim are watching. Hope y'all staying safe. Lustrous Sir Buddy Grayson, what's happening? Hope you're doing well. Like I said, I'm going to build up a little audience here. Get about 4 or 5 people, and then we're going to start rocking some spooktacular stories and whatnot. Hope y'all had a fabulous day. Looks like there's a bad storm coming, which is perfect for ghost stories. Nothing like a good hard rain. Oh, here we go. We got 6 people. So here we go. We're going to start. Okay, so tonight I want to talk a little bit about the forts in Savannah and around the area. We've got Fort Jackson. We've got Fort Pulaski. A lot of people don't realize Fort Pulaski has been here a long time, and Robert E. Lee was one of the head engineers on constructing it. So, got Fort Jackson here. We've got Fort Pulaski. We've got the one fort over off of MLK that was a Revolutionary War. And then several others. But the one that I love the most is, they call it Fort McAllister. So is it really a fort? I think so, yeah. It's built out of all earthworks. If you've ever been there, it's in Richmond Hill. It's awesome. Bring lots of bug spray. The bugs are really bad, especially the horse flies. Couple shout outs here. Just a couple people I see. I see Dana. I see David. I see Mike Braver, Elizabeth. Hope you and Ruthie are doing fine. Sean and Amy, what's happening? If I miss you, I'm sorry. I'll come back around. So let's talk a little bit about Fort Jackson first. So I've been to Fort Jackson several times. Actually, when I was a junior at Windsor Forest, they asked us to do these reports on forts and things. You could do whatever you wanted. It just had to be about history, had to be about some of the forts here in Savannah. So we took a video camera, and we were lucky enough. We went to Fort Jackson, and we also went to Fort Pulaski. I was able to talk to a lot of the rangers, and of course, you know me, I love haunted stuff, so that's all I wanted to talk about. So I told the guys that was with me, I said, let's do something different. Everybody is talking about the history of the fort. They're talking about when it was built and all that stuff. But let's talk about some ghosts. So the first one we went to was Fort Jackson. We were sitting up there, and then we started talking to the ranger. He said that there is a little drummer boy that usually plays on the parade grounds. He said that everybody has seen him, usually late at night when they're going to lock up. Some of them back then, let's see, this was back in 1990, 91, that they used to have all kind of like encampments there. And a lot of people used to always see this little boy, this little drummer boy. He also showed us the drum. I don't know if it's still there. It's been a long time since I've been there. But apparently you could hear that drum playing at weird times of the night. He said it was really, really spooky. So that's all I know about that. I do know they also said like out in the marsh, you could see like a lot of soldiers, sometimes like a mist, but you could only see like half body apparitions walking across, like they were walking into there's this moat kind of, I think that's kind of down, and they were crossing over. So it's pretty spooky stuff. So then we journeyed on to Fort Pulaski, which is on the way towards Tybee Island. It's a pretty cool fort. You could, when you're riding by and you're going to Tybee, you look over, you can still see a lot of the cannonballs where they were shooting up on there. It's really, really, really cool. It's an awesome fort. I have been there at night. I was lucky enough to be there one time at night, and it's just so eerie. I don't know if you've ever been there and you walk into like the cells. I don't know if they're jail cells or what they are, but they are extremely spooky. They have like old powder keg rooms and things like that. You just get a real creepy, uneasy feeling. You can hear like what sounds like people walking, even during the day, and there's nobody there. So we were lucky enough to talk to a couple rangers, a male and a female, and I don't remember their names. I got that video somewhere. Hopefully I'll find it. I could play some of it back. It was pretty cool. See, the young lady told us that she had only been working there a few weeks, and that she refuses to stay after dark. So when I asked her why, she said the same thing. On the parade grounds there, she always sees soldiers. She could see them walking up on the top where the cannons are. She said that that when she was a little girl, that her grandmother was clairvoyant, and she thinks that some of that stuff is attracted to her, and she didn't want anything going home with her. But the young man that I was talking to, well, he's an older guy. He's probably in his 40s or 50s. He said that he never sees anything at night, but he always saw stuff when he first opens up, and he would get there between 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning to get ready for, I think they had like a lot of tours with schools and things like that. So he would get there and make preparations and things and make sure like whoever was getting there early was making sure that they had meals and stuff, and the reenactors were going to be there. But he said that anytime he ever saw anything, it was always in the powder keg rooms, or where they used to store a lot of that stuff, and where I believe they finally decided to surrender. So it's pretty spooky. I'll have some other stories on those later. I just wanted to touch base. But now, my most famous and favorite, I shouldn't say famous, my most favorite fort out here is Fort McAllister in Richmond Hill. Several reasons. If you've ever been out there, it's so beautiful. And they have a dock right when you come in. They got picnic areas. They have a great museum. They have, you can watch a little history on what's going on. But right behind it, once you're finished watching the show, this awning kind of raises up and you oversee the fort, and it's gorgeous. So when I was, let's see, me and Tiffany might have just gotten married back in 97, 98. Me and a couple buddies, we used to like to go fishing at night and stuff. So, and we like to go camping. So we decided to go camping at Fort McAllister. Well, of course, we're checking everything out. We're talking to and we go to camp out, and there's another dock way back in the back where you go camping out. So we weren't catching anything. The bugs was eating us up. So we're sitting around the campfire, and somebody gets the bright idea of, hey, let's go and explore the fort. So we were like, yeah, let's do it. So we know that. So on the fort, there's actually like a little house right around there, and that's where the Rangers stay. So you got to be real careful. Back then, it's not built up the way it was. This was, God, 20 years ago, 22, 24 years ago. So you have to be careful, because the Rangers would come out, and if they caught you, then, you know, a lot of times they just send you back to your camp, or tell you just to pack up and go home. But we didn't want to go home. We were wanting to have some fun. We were wanting to see some ghosts. So we come creeping up. We parked about 20 or 30 yards before the big gate, before it locks. We had to put the code. We come walking up. We snuck around where the little Ranger's house is, and we started walking across. And as we started walking across, we got out into the fort itself where the earthworks were, and was going to slide down. Well, one of my buddies started to slide down and realized, oh man, there's these giant wooden stakes. I guess when the enemy was coming, and if they fell down, and they would get stabbed or whatever. They weren't sharp enough to hurt anybody or anything, but so that was kind of creepy. So we start walking, and you can walk inside these earthworks. They're not closed at night. So we were walking around in there. It was pitch dark. You couldn't see in front of you anywhere. Once you got down to that fort, it was so dark you couldn't see anything. Every now and then you saw a couple lightning bugs or something. Well, then also my buddy says, hey, you hear that? And it was like, no, we don't hear nothing. So we came out of the earthwork, and when we come around the corner, you could hear what sounded like gunfire. You could hear like a bugle in the background. You could hear a drum being played. You heard horses kind of neighing and stuff. And this is no joke. And so we kind of got freaked out. We thought maybe the ranger was playing tricks on us. So my buddy decided, hey, let's go further back. Well, when you go further back, there's a trail that you can take that goes all the way around. I said, I'm not walking all back in there because we had seen a couple snakes earlier, and y'all know I'm scared of snakes. So we start to walk, and we're walking around. There's nothing happening. We're there about 30, 45 minutes. All of a sudden, you start hearing a bunch of like cannon fire. And it sounded like it was right on us. And it was just creepy. I mean, creepy. So we're starting to kind of walk past. All of a sudden, you start hearing like a bunch of moans and things, like somebody's dying. If you know anything about the history there's only about 30 or 40 men on both sides that got killed. I think one of them was like a brigadier general, I think, or something. That supposedly the ranger told us is who they see. Now, it was in disrepair forever, right after the Civil War, and it was just out there in the woods. But Ford owned a bunch of property in Richmond Hill and decided to build them back up, clear the land, and then in turn he turned it over to the state of Georgia. But while he was doing that, the workers that he had refused to stay there once the sun went down. The first night they were there, they left before the middle of the night. They were hearing a lot of noises and things, things moving, all kind of stuff. You can Google those stories. It's pretty cool. Sherman, when he came across, I think he was over like in Rice Mill or something, and was overlooking the battle and said it was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen through the whole war. Because I think he kind of knew that was probably going to be towards the end of the war. And then 7 to 10 days later, they went on to Savannah and then captured Savannah and gave it to Lincoln as a Christmas present. So back to the ghost story. So we're walking across back there, and we're kind of like, oh man, that was kind of weird, And so we get almost to where there's like this little bridge that you have to walk across. And when we start to walk across, we hear something in the corner there say, it sounds like it's saying, hey, but it's like a whisper. It's like, hey. And that's all it said. It just said, hey. And I thought it was my buddy playing a trick on me, but one was in front and the other one was on the left of him. So they heard it. I heard it. We got kind of spooked. So we started kind of moving on. Went on back to the camp. Nothing happened. So the next night we decided, the next day we decided, hey, we're going to get up early and go fishing, which we did. And then my buddy decided, hey, let's go talk to the ranger. So we went and talked to the ranger, and the ranger said that nobody stays out there after dark, not even them. That the noises that we heard was pretty legit. But then he also told us about their most famous ghost at Fort McAllister, and it has its own plaque. We didn't see, well, it was so dark we couldn't see anything. So there's an actual plaque, not a monument, but about their most famous ghost there. And he was killed during the battle. And it's a cat. So there's a ghost cat. Y'all know I love animals. I love cats. So it's a true story. If you go to Fort McAllister, there's a big plaque or something or another, and his name is Tomcat. So apparently when he got killed, they buried him overlooking the river and everything, right outside the fortress, and he had full military honors and everything. No BS, but everybody supposedly sees that cat. We didn't see the cat. I do know every time I go back, I go there and I love reading it. I love looking at it. It's awesome. You get a chance to go to Fort McAllister. It's not going to let you down. The sites itself is beautiful. So those are the ghost stories that I have about the fort so far. Now, also kind of wanted to talk and have some fun. But before we do that, we went to the Scottish Rite building. We got access inside. And let me tell you, we got some good footage so that you'll see what we're talking about. And I've kind of talked a little bit more about the Scottish Rite. We also filmed several rooms, including anybody who's watching right now that's a member of Scottish Rite. I don't know if you've ever been on the 5th floor that we're always talking about is so haunted. And I remember I was talking about the trap door. I don't know if y'all remember that or not, but the trap door is there. We had a couple people that was with us agree to climb down there. Not me. But they went down there and we got some infrared video of it. It's going to be really good. Shout out to Chris Bragg. He was videoing that day. Did a great job. We got some stories by the secretary that works there. Also by the general secretary. Let's see, the secretary is Ms. Linda. And the general secretary, of course, is Lesser Sir J.J. Johns. They both had stories. From what I understand, I need to talk to the DeMolay boys, probably Hoodiana, and I need to talk to some of the Rainbow Girls, which we plan on doing. Now, one of the things I'd like to do is kind of do like an episode 1, episode 2, 3, 4, something like that, so that we can put it all together, because we have lots of footage and we want to keep you guys entertained and interested in what we are doing. So that being said, I think there's less than a month left at the Scottish Rite. So we're going to try to put this together before they're out of there. A lot of video footage coming your way. Might take a couple other stills and things like that. I will tell you that the man that I always talked about, the guy with the beard and the mustache, those guys with the hats and everything, we were allowed access in the library. So we've got footage of the library. They somehow sorted everything. SCAD has been in there, and SCAD has, I'm sorry, I'm moving around a little bit. So SCAD has these awesome machines in there which we have video, and they are documenting everything and labeling everything for us. So it's going to be a great history piece. So long story short is there is all along the walls and even down on there, I've taken some still photos. I will post a couple of the photos after this so that you guys can take a look and see what I'm talking about. Those guys that I'm talking about with those hats and everything, I've never seen these photos ever. And when we're videoing and I walk over, that's the guy. That's the guy that's always looking down at me. And at the bottom of the photograph, it says Scottish Rite Reunion or something like that, 1919. Almost 100 years, or a little over 100 years ago. How cool is that? I was so freaked out. And unless you've seen this figure looking down on you from the 4th floor, or it's just, or the second floor, the second or the 4th floor. I mean, until you see him and you see this photograph, it was like, oh Jesus, I just wanted to jump for joy, because finally I can put a face of this person. I don't know who it is, but I want to find out now. I want to find out who he was. Who is he? It was awesome. So we got a lot of footage coming up. We've got some more equipment coming. Like I said, we had the infrared camera, which we've gotten a lot of stuff. I'm going to do what now?
Cliff will do the trap door.
Cliff said he'll do the trap door. I'm telling you, man. So I asked Jennifer. So Jennifer and Jasper was there when they were down in there. Once they came up, I don't want to ruin what we talked about and stuff, but I said, are you willing to stay down there like by yourself or whatnot for a while and just stay there while we leave and everything? And they both said yes. So I don't know. I would not me, not after what I've seen and heard and has happened to me. I would not. But who knows? Maybe we'll be able to go back one time and do it before it's gone. And if they can do it, hey, y'all breather to me, because not me, Jack. No way. You won't see nothing but buttholes and elbows from this white boy, because I will be hauling and booging. So I want to scroll back for a minute before, let's see, I want to give some shout outs to some people, because I really appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all having as much fun as I am. Let's see, let's scroll back here. So I always miss giving shots out to my dad, Pat Sr. So Papa Smurf, y'all hear me talk about him. And I always scroll out and say, Dad, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. I know he thinks I'm, doing it on purpose. Unless I see you comment, I really don't know if you're online. But let's scroll on up. I gave most of y'all shots out. Laura Singleton Fogelman, where is the fort off of MLK? Okay, so I believe it's right across from the what is that? There's a Parker's. I think there's a Parker's on MLK, but right across from there is the Civic Center. So it's on the corner, right across from the Civic Center. Is the most bloodiest battle of the American Revolution, they said, and I will forward you that information, Laura, so that you can check it out. It's awesome. When they were renovating it, they were finding all kind of stuff out there. And I think they were preserving a lot of it. So I'll find out where that is and see if we can't check it out. It's pretty cool, though. Let's see. Elizabeth said, Ruthie is okay. Great. Sean says, good evening, brother. Good to see everyone, especially while watching the NASCAR race. NASCAR tonight? Okay. Okay. That's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Stephanie Picasso, what's going on? That's my nephew's girlfriend. Tim Hawkins, what's up, brother? Alec Carroll, what's up, sweetheart? Love you. Moody is there. Highway 80 going towards Tybee. Nicole is watching. Let's see. Buddy Grayson, bless your sir. During the Scottish Rite Games, people used to always talk about soldiers walking into water. Really? See, I did not know that. So that's interesting. I would love to just do a show and talk nothing about the forts here. But I want to get some more stories. I think what we need to do is go interview the Rangers that are there now, and see if they'll be willing to go on film for us that we can talk about. That's great. I'll ask them about that, Lester, sir. Brian Tootin, what's up? Hope you and your bride are doing well. Hope you are watching too. Jennifer Bragg, what's happening? Cousin, what's happening? Mark Jr. Judy and Anthony Wright is watching. All right, so that's my boy Anthony who is watching. We go back to the TMX days. We used to have a lot of fun, man. We'd go to Gins and Friends and have a few drinks. And instead of each of us taking a pedicab, we would get on the pedicab together. And, yeah, that poor old guy, man, we'd give him a workout, but we'd be so drunk. We had so much fun, man. I think I got a couple of those videos I got to post. I miss you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Cliff Adams, how interesting would it be to follow the path of Sherman? Yeah, if I had the money, I'd take you along, and anybody else that would want to do it. Brother Charlie Crowley, what's going on? My girlfriend, Anna, Cookie Moore. Cookie, miss you. Richard Lentz, what's going on? Hope you're healing up good. My buddy Chris Bragg. Remember Bragg Out Loud Productions? He's got a podcast too, and he's helping with all this stuff. I probably get on his nerves. I'm like, pick up the camera and film. That's all I want you to do. Can you edit this? Can you do this? Can you do that? So shots out to Chris for putting up with me. Let's see. Cliff says he'll do the trap door. Sounds good. Sounds good. Papa Smurf's watching. Ask Papa Smurf if he saw the storm clouds. Yeah. Hey, was it storming the other day, Papa Smurf? What was in those clouds? See, Tiffany says she saw it. Papa Smurf said he did. Buddy Gray, yeah, I saw the rain clouds. Everybody did. Enjoy the evening learning. Thank you, Brother Tim. I appreciate it. Let's see. Sean Cochran's watching the last of the race or something. My brother Ray Christian, what's going on? So, Brother Ray, I'd love to get together with you and let's get some of the haunt stories about Carolina over there. I'd love to see if there's anything going on like over in Hardyville or over at y'all's lodge. I'd love to come in video and sit down and just right out front and see if there's anything haunted happening out there. Let's see, Clint Bowers leading. All right. Let's see, Papa Smurf again. Okay, so before I close out tonight, I want to talk about something that I love. I love Halloween, okay? And y'all know I always say, make sure you wash your hands. Let's save Halloween. Well, I mean that. So I want to talk about real quick before I log off here. What was your favorite Halloween costume? And what was your least favorite Halloween costume? Brother Daniel, what's happening? So Me, I've got several stories about Halloween costumes. You've probably heard me talk about it before, but I haven't on here. But I want to elaborate just a little bit on it. So, me, my birthday being the day before Halloween, I loved Halloween. I love candy, but always the fair was right. The fair always comes around Halloween. Sometimes it messes us up a little bit at the haunt, but lately they've been having it after Halloween, so we haven't had too many problems. Anyways, so when I was a kid or a teenager, a lot of times the fair would come and nobody really wanted to do anything, so we would, go wherever. But for my birthday, and Moody will tell you, she's like, "What do you want to do? Let's go visit some haunted houses. Let's go take a ghost tour. Let's do something." Now I'm fortunate enough to be working at the number one haunted house in all of Georgia, the A-Lee Terror Plantation. Very proud of that. Thank you all for voting for us and for participating. So get back to the Halloween costumes. I've had two or three costumes that I wish I could take. People say, "Do you ever wish you could go back in time and change anything?" And people go, "No, I wouldn't change anything." I would. I would change three of the costumes that I had when I was a kid. So one of my costumes is I love Star Wars. We lived in Columbia, South Carolina, and my dad is a procrastinator sometimes when it came to Halloween. I don't know why, but maybe he didn't like it. I'm going to kind of tell on you a little bit here, Pops. So I'm like 6 years old, maybe. So we would go to this place called Dodds. And funny story about Dodds is when I was a little boy, I always wanted, like, they had these little things for a penny and a nickel where they had these little balloons, and I wanted a balloon. And my mom said, "No, you can't have the balloon." So I took it. And this is one of the reasons to this day I will never, ever, ever take anything. I put the balloon in my pocket. Well, we're going home. I decided to pull it out and start blowing it up. And my mom looks over, and me being a kid, I didn't think I should wait till I got home to do it. So I started blowing it up in the car, and she goes, "Hey, where'd you get that balloon from?" And I said, "From school." She said, "Everybody at school get one?" I said, "Nope, just me." He said, "Okay." Mistake number 2. So we get home, and she decides to tell my dad that I stole the balloon from Dodge. So she has him take me back up to Dodge, takes me back to the security guy or either the manager, I don't know what it takes me back in the room and says, "I want to talk to him by myself." So we're sitting there, and I'm scared to death. I think I'm going to jail. So I'm sitting there thinking, what can I do to get out of this? What can I do to get out of this? I'm going to jail. The guy scared me. You can go to jail for stealing. Sometimes, and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, I don't want to go to jail." I'm so scared. I'm praying to baby Jesus, hippie Jesus. And so he goes, "What, why did you steal the balloon?" I said, "Because my mama told me to." He said, "Your mama tell you to steal things a lot?" I said, "Yes, she does." He said, "You tell her the next time she tells you to steal something, she's going to jail." I said, "Yes, sir." So when I got home, my mom said, "What'd he say?" I said, "The man said the next time I steal something, you going to jail." That's a true story. So getting back to it. So we went to Dodge to get the Halloween costume, and they're about sold out because it's like the day before or a couple days before, and they have a few of them. They used to come in these little boxes. Remember, it was Ben Cooper, the little Ben Cooper mask. Remember, they had the little strap around, it was like a rubber band, and it would pull real tight on your ears and stuff, and it hurt your head. But it was like this plastic thing, and then you had this one suit jumper that you kind of had to climb in, and it looked like a jumpsuit. And that's what it was. And it was like fire retardant, and it smelled. And so anyways, well, we bought it, and my dad's like, "You can't wear this until Halloween." So I wasn't able to open it. Halloween comes, I get home from school. I'm all excited. I go to put my Halloween costume on. I open it up. I wanted to be Chewbacca. So I got the Chewbacca, the Chewbacca mask with Chewbacca, everything. And I open it up, and you used to be able to see through it. There's this little plastic film on top of it, and you could see what the mask was so that you knew what you was getting. Well, we get home. Open it up, and I put the mask on, and I unravel the thing, and I go to climb in it, and it's Mickey Mouse. So I got a Mickey Mouse jumpsuit with a Chewbacca mask. Somebody opened that box at the store and switched them on me, or switched them. Why? I don't know. So I was crying, man. I didn't want to go trick-or-treating. I was scared. Well, my dad paid money for that thing, son. And my dad spends money. You gonna wear it, buddy. So he's like, I got this. I got it. I'll fix it. So he goes to the kitchen and he gets these like magic markers. And he starts like writing all on me, like, you know. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm giving you hair. So you can still see Mickey Mouse, you know, the big round Mickey, like smiling. So he's like writing all on it and everything. I'm like, oh man, this does not look like hair, you know. So I'm like, hey, I want some candy. So we go to the first couple houses. The second or third house, they were all looking at me weird. We get about to the third house and they're like, hey, who are you supposed to be? I said, I'm Chewbacca. And they was like, what is that on your chest? I said, it's hair. They said, that ain't hair. So I didn't want to go trick-or-treating anymore. It's a true story. So I got 2 more stories to tell you about trick-or-treating. But I'll tell you one more, and then I got to go because it's getting late. And I appreciate y'all hanging in there. So let's see. Let's scroll up some. Let's see. Laura said she had the C-3PO costume. Yeah, they were awesome. They were called Ben Cooper. If you get on eBay and you look at them, they're not that expensive. They're only like $30-$40. Some of them you get a little cheaper. I've got 2 or 3 of those Chewbacca costumes. For that reason, I just, you know, it's a kid thing, I guess. You know, it's awesome. LA says Sprinkles is her favorite. Yes, I like Sprinkles, the character. Miss you too, Brother Daniel. Let's see here. Lester Sir says, yeah, the #1 chairman and crew. Thank you. We appreciate that. Karen Mitchell Hardy is watching. What's happening? I hope Doug's watching with you. I hope y'all are doing well, staying safe. Did you have the happy hands too? No, I did not have the happy hands with that. My dad says, I know where you live. Yeah, I'm about to tell on you again, man, twice. So let's see. He had the X-Wing. Sean had the X-Wing Luke Skywalker. Yes, it was awesome. Dana's selling it. Cookie's laughing. Cookie had Wonder Woman. Man, if you got any pictures of that, man, you need to send that. So here's what I want you guys to do. This is why I'm talking about Halloween costumes, because not only do I love it. If you have Halloween costumes, not when you're an adult, but when you were a kid, I don't think I have any. I might have a couple when I had a birthday party when I was like 9 or 10. I was Chewbacca again, but this time I checked the damn box and made sure Chewbacca was in there. So if you've got any Halloween costumes when you was a kid, upload them to our page, please. I'll pick 2 winners and you'll win some sort of prize. How's that sound? So just for fun, upload your Halloween costumes when you were a kid. Adult ones, I'll delete them. Don't even send them. Because let's see how funny some of them were. Now, 2 other quick stories about the worst costumes I've ever had. Buddy says, Cookie wore the Wonder Woman last year. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, me and Moody's doing great. So, I was a little bit older this one time. I think I was like 10. Yeah, I was 10 years old. And so we had football practice and stuff. And then I didn't have a costume. Every year I was pretty much like a football player because I played football all the time. My sister would be a cheerleader. And again, my dad was pretty thrifty growing up. So, you know, we just had to kind of wear what we had or we got everything last minute. So I was always a football player and she was a cheerleader. Well, this year I was like, I don't want to be a football player, Daddy. Let's go get a costume. Well, of course, we waited too late because we procrastinated. And so my dad's like, hey, I'm going to make you a costume. I'm going to make you a hobo. So I was like, okay. So he goes and gets his old shirt and he kind of rips it up and puts it on me and these jeans and he goes to my mom's makeup and he's putting like black stuff on my face and everything. I guess I'm supposed to have a beard or something. And I was like, whatever works. And he's writing stuff on my back. I have no idea what he's writing. I have no idea. So it was fine. We kind of went around the neighborhood, and then they decide, hey, let's go to Oglethorpe Mall and go trick or treating. That's one of the first times they started doing this, not trunk or treat. I don't know what it was, but you went around and you could win like little prizes and stuff. So we were like, yeah, let's go. So I get there, and of course my costume sucks. So we're walking, but my dad tried, man. I got to give it to you. So we're walking around, and people are laughing at me, and they're pointing, and they're like, what are you? I'm like, I'm a hobo. They were like, you look homeless. And, so I guess that's not a good idea. Make a kid homeless for Halloween. I don't know. But anyway, so on the back, he had wrote, born free, taxed to death. I have no idea what that means. I remember there was a guy dressed like Nixon and a guy dressed like Jimmy Carter. And they were giving me thumbs up and thought that was so cool. And I was thumbs up. But out of everybody that saw my costume, those were the only ones that gave me a thumbs up. It's weird the things you remember. Now, the worst costume ever. I don't care if you think you got a bad costume. You're crazy. You're crazy. Let me tell you what my dad did. So my mom, before she started working at the apartment complexes and stuff, she was a waitress at Carrie Hilliard's, and she had to work on my birthday, I think, or Halloween, and so we wanted to go to the fair. My dad's like, hey, we're not going to go trick or treating. Let's just go to the fair or something. And we were like, okay. We got home, and I don't know, maybe he was too tired or something. I don't know, maybe it's too much money. I don't know, but he decided that we weren't going to the fair, I think, or something, because I was like, okay, well, I have no idea why we weren't going to go. We eventually went, I will tell you that. But the thing is, so we don't have costumes. And my sister, of course, she's like, I'll be a cheerleader again or whatever. So she goes, puts that on. I'm like, I'm not going to be a football player again. I must have been 8 or 9. We lived over on Montclair Boulevard in Windsor Forest. I don't know if y'all know where Montclair Boulevard is. It's right off of Tibet Avenue, like across over by Largo, Tibet. So we're over there, and I don't have a costume, and I have no idea what I want to be. My dad's like, I got an idea. Time he's got ideas for Halloween. I just flash back, and I wish I could go back in time, and change some of the stuff. So I'm like, okay, Daddy, yeah, help me out here. So he goes back to the back room, and he comes out of the bathroom, and he's got like 3 or 4 rolls of toilet paper. And I'm like, what do you want to do with this? So he's got like this mascara from my mom, and he's putting it under my eyes and everything, man, putting it all around my eyes, and darken my eyes. I'm like, what are we doing? So he goes, I'm going to make you a mummy. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a mummy. So he wrapped my butt around and around my arms, everywhere. And he was like, okay, so it was kind of hard for me to walk. He's like, that's how mummies are supposed to do. You're supposed to drag your feet. You're supposed to walk slow. And I was like, but how am I going to get candy? Everybody's going to be running past me and stuff. He goes, don't worry, you're going to get a lot of candy. Don't worry about it. Your sister will help you out. She'll carry your pillowcase. Yeah, we had pillowcases. Pillowcases. We didn't have the bags. So he finished wrapping me up, and I get to the first house, and I ring the doorbell, and there's a little smart-ass kid, I guess, got back early, sitting there, and he busts out laughing. And he's like, what are you? And I said, I'm a mummy. I'm trying to do the voice, I'm a mummy. And so he's just laughing, and he's like, I ain't giving you no candy, and he shuts the door in my face. I remember this stuff, so I'm like, damn, But he gave my sister candy, so I'm like, damn. So we go to the next one. I knock on the door. These dudes have been partying. You got to remember, this was like 1982, maybe 1981, probably 1980. So they're still like hippie areas or something. They've been drinking or whatever. I remember they had loud rock and roll playing. And these are the same guys. I remember they would have like their garage open, and every time we would ride by, like my dad would honk the horn at them, and the guy would walk out to the street with his guitar and be like, and do like this loud thing and like give us like the devil horn things when we rode by. So we thought that was cool when we were kids. But anyway, so we went to this guy's house and we knock on the door, and they're coming out here like, oh, bro, that is so cool, man, you know. And he gives me like all this candy, and I'm thinking, oh, this is great. 2 or 3 houses, I'm getting candy. I'm telling them I'm a mummy. It's taking me longer to get. My sister's hauling ass. She's hauling butt. I'm sorry. She's hauling butt to all the houses and kind of leaving me. Well, we get about 4 or 5 houses down, and I'm sweating real bad. I sweat really bad. Y'all didn't know me. I sweat when I take a shower. So all of a sudden, it starts to like drizzle. It starts to like rain. It starts to drizzle. And as it's drizzling and raining, my costume is coming apart. So I got wet toilet paper sticking all on me. And I'm trying to hurry up and get candy before my costume falls apart. So I get to this next house, and I got half a costume. The guy answers the door and says, what are you? And I says, I'm a mummy. You know, I'm still doing the voice. I'm a mummy. He goes, you're the kid that's throwing that toilet paper up and down my yard. He said, I'm not going to give you any candy until you go back and pick it up. Pick it up out of my yard. So it's true, man. So after about so many days, I think I went back home, threw on my jersey or something, finished out went trick-or-treating. So that's some of the stories. I'll go into more of it later. I'm going to read back some of these. Daddy, I'm sorry I told on you, man. Daddy used to trip me out with them costumes. Oh, man. I'm sorry. It was so funny. Let's see. Jasper, he's up. What's up, brother? I hope you had fun at Scotch Rite the other day. Let's see. Anna said, Cookie says she doesn't have any pictures, and Buddy didn't take any last year. Let's see. Buddy Grayson said, did he draw hair on you again? No. My dad says I am dirt to him, I guess.
Dirt on you,
Oh.
your face.
Oh, yeah, you put dirt on my face. That's what it was. I walked around smelling like Bigfoot's butt. Let's see. Glad Papa Smurf does security and not costumes at the haunt. Buddy Grayson said, I agree. Man, God, it was just funny though, man. You laugh about it now, man, but can't be wasting toilet paper like that now. No, my sister said I'm hollering. Robbie Moore. Y'all that don't know, Robbie Moore, let's your sir, Buddy Grayson says, Robbie Moore loves clowns. So, nah, I'm kidding. Scared of clowns. Very definitely afraid of clowns. I'm just playing. What's up, brother? Let's see here. So, Brother Craig, I appreciate you tuning in. I got a lot more good stories to tell. Some of them funny. Some of them not so funny. Some of them I don't want to remember no more. But the Halloween costumes are funny, though, man. Good times trick-or-treating. Good times trick-or-treating. So, thanks for tuning in. Our next going live will probably be Friday night. We might do like a half hour. Moody, let's give us a Sasquatch yell. I thought we practiced on that the other day.
Oh, no.
Anyways, that's not a Sasquatch yell, but close enough. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Send in those Halloween pictures when you was a kid. Funny or not, I'll see if I can find the ones of my actual Chewbacca costume when I was little. Tune in Friday night, probably around 8:30. We'll do it a little later. Me and Moody's gonna get some pizza. I did buy a tripod that's I can do it at night now. I can do live and stuff at night now. So I can put the light on, cut the lights out. So we'll do a lights out ghost story on Friday night at 8:30. How's that sound? I hope you guys are enjoying it. Thank y'all. Remember, please tell your friends to tune in, like our page. Let's save Halloween. Let's stay safe. Let's wash those hands. Everybody, don't text and drive. Love you guys. We hope to scare you there.